Welcome to session 12D, this being the last of the blends in our conversation on temperaments. I'm Charity Kirigo Kagwaine. Always a great joy to come to Earth on this online platform and share my thoughts. Before we get to the phlegmatic blends, I will quote from the great King Solomon. This is what he says. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, and whatever you get insight. Food for thought. Now let's move to the phlegmatic blends. The first of them is the phlegmatic sanguine blend. In the long haul, this is a person that is easy to get along with. This is because this is a happy person, cooperative, thoughtful, diplomatic, dependable, steady, humorous, and fun-loving. The phlegmatic is not usually a person who, will want to be abrasive. And so they are easy. They take life easy. And the sanguine, equally, is an easygoing person. So once you get, once they get to like you and accept you, in the long haul, you will get along with them very, very well. Work-wise, this is a person who can fit into any profession. The only thing is they tend to be average performers. Remember, the phleg is somebody who is not very self-motivated, and the sanguine is somebody who lacks a lot of discipline. So when they take up whatever profession, they will perform, but averagely. This is a person who does not display abrasive personality or behavior, and they are the kind of person who make very good neighbors. This is a person who wake up in the morning and, if they hear a bit of noise across the fence, they want to check if things are okay. If they are across your desk and they hear a little bit of noise, they want just to be sure that things are okay. Remember, the phleg is a diplomatic person and the sanguine is a people person. So when you have this in combination with the phleg taking the stronger, being the primary personality, temperament, then this is somebody that, will always want to make sure things are in order, things are okay. And by the way, they will want to always make peace wherever they are. This is a person who enjoys a quiet life and will usually make also a very good spouse, very good parents, not too strict. Life can just, take it easy. Take it easy. Let's just flow with life. So they are generally a good spouse, a good colleague, a good parent, a good sister, a good brother. The only thing is that this person tends to fall short of their capabilities because the tendency of the phleg is the lack self-motivation, and the tendency of the sanguine is the lack discipline. So they will not perform very well, like I said, average performers. This person tends to be timid and fearful, particularly when the circumstances are unfavorable or are uncertain. Remember, the phleg is somebody who does not like getting involved. And so when they are not sure that they should get involved, they will withdraw and hold back, fearful because they don't want to overstep. The sanguine is a person normally when they are not sure, they will not be part of it. And that's why I say they tend to be timid and fearful when circumstances are very uncertain. This is a person who, builds self-protective shells and walls, because they will avoid getting involved, they will avoid, commitment. And because of that, they tend to pass up on very, very good opportunities. they tend to avoid, where there is much effort. And so even when they see a good opportunity, they will be kind of gauging and saying, oh, well, if I don't need to get involved, then it will just pass. And because of that, years can pass, and this person has not done much. As long as life is flowing, things are flowing in the right direction or seem to be flowing in the right direction, they are sort of fine with it. So it's a person who just kind of flows with life, They don't have a discipline where things have to be done. So they just kind of flow. And time will just pass by and it doesn't seem to bother them. And so if you are a friend or a spouse or a sister or a brother of a person who is a phlegmatic sanguine, you need to, urge them on, push them so that they are able to actually take action and be able to bring out the best of who they are. The second of the blends is a phlegmatic choleric blend. This is also an easygoing person given the phlegmatic tendencies and the choleric who is a people person. This is an excellent group leader. They will not usually volunteer, but if you appoint them and you entrust them with a task, remember the phleg is somebody who is very stable, who is a good leader and who can go with it all the way in a very diplomatic way and with a lot of patience, and is able to bring in everybody. They are able to use the skills and the energies of everybody to get work done. And the choleric is a natural leader. So this is a person, when they are in a group, they will give you the best of the results as they take the lead. This is a person who is practical. This is a person who is helpful. This is a person who is trustworthy. This is a person who is a problem solver, a stable problem solver. They will come into a situation, things are getting out of hand, and they will, bring in the solution. They will rally everybody, and they will not make anybody feel like they were the troubler or they're the ones that, were causing the problem. They will be able to harness that, and before you know it, you have a solution and things are moving in the right direction. The only thing is that this person will not go beyond the norm. If you set boundaries for them, they will not go beyond those boundaries, of course, because of the phlegmatic tendencies. And so this is your first-rate professional. This is your top performer. Stable human being, solving problems, executing. They are patient. They will stay with it. And therefore, whatever profession they take up, this is your top performer. And particularly, if they have the right training and they understand the task, you will not regret if they are your leader. This is an excellent listener. This is a person who will give you very good, balanced advice. And that is why this person makes an excellent counselor. They listen. They are able to, understand everything that you are saying, put it and package it well, and be able to give you solid counsel and solid advice that you can take to the bank. The flip side of the phlegmatic choleric person is that they can be stubborn and they can be unyielding. Remember, the phleg is somebody who is usually aloof and distant, and the choleric is somebody who is not easy to please. So with that combination, you have to convince them why you need them on board. They have to be able to see the logic. They have to be able to see why they need to burn their energy into it and give themselves into it. And perhaps even look at what is in it for them at the end of, the game. So once you have convinced them, they are in. But to get them there is not a joke. This person also in the family tends to be passive. The phleg is somebody who is distant. The choleric is somebody who is out there conquering the world but is not too involved in the family. So if you are a spouse to this one, you need to sort of just nudge them in and remind them, hey, we need your input. If they are in your team, you need to just let them know, hey, we need your input because we know that your input is valued. Now, this person, a really, rough side of this person is that they reflect their inner anger and their stubbornness in silence. This is a person who can be silent on you. They can go silent on you and you want to run. And if you attempt to match their silence, you will end up with ulcers. So you just sort of have to see how to bring them around, out of their silence without, just getting them more angry and more upset. And then you will be good to go. So if you're a spouse, if this is your spouse, you really have to get creative so that when they are silent, you know how to handle that silence in a graceful way. The last of the blends is the phlegmatic melancholic blend. This is perhaps the most gracious, the most gentle, and the most quiet of all the temperament blends. This is an introvert. And this is an introvert who is diplomatic because the phlegmatic is taking the lead. This is a person who will rarely get angry. They will rarely be hostile. And if they get angry, they will just say it. In fact, you might just imagine they have not said anything in anger. But when they are angry, they will just say what needs to be said, but in a very, very gracious way. This is a person who is simple. They live simply. This is a person who is faithful. This is a person who is dependable. This is a person who is exact. They don't have a lot of time to play with this and that and the other. When things need to be done or things to be said, they just do it exactly as it is and then they just move on. And they don't have to explain too much. Actually, this one will just do and that's it. And you will discover, they actually did and didn't even make too much noise about it. This person has a tendency to have the gift of mercy and the gift of help. So they are very, very giving to, vulnerable groups. These are the people that take up, those very needy people, and they're able to just help them and go out of there. Remember, we say the male is somebody who gives and gives themselves. And the phlegmatic is somebody who is tender in spirit. They don't show it. It's sort of, just enshrined right there. And so when it comes to the vulnerable, when it comes to the needy, this person will go all the way with it. This person will thrive in any profession where you need intricate details and patience. If you have a back end, if you're in a project and you need somebody in the back end to just put the details together, to be able to just work out the details with a lot of patience and in a very articulate way, this is your person. Particularly in projects that need, that require a lot of detail to be handled, this is your person. This person also tends to be passive, of course, because of the phlegmatic tendencies, and they will often need somebody to call them out and just to let them know, we need you, we need you, we need your patience, we need your strength to keep us going. Now, the flip side is this person tends to be fearful, of the withdrawn person, of the phleg, the melancholic who is also withdrawn. Because they tend to look, inwardly, they also tend to be selfish and very criticizing. They like to criticize. This is because this person has a low self-image. And so when they look outward and they see things that are going wrong, they imagine, they see their own weaknesses. And instead of speaking out positively, they will criticize, because maybe it's a way of hiding, their own inadequacies. So that's why they tend to criticize more and tend to be selfish. I'm not sure, but that's just how it is. And this is mainly reflected in their lack of internal motivation. And again, it's also reflected in the fact that they're afraid of getting involved and poking their noses into people's businesses. So if you want the phlegmatic melancholic to be involved in anything, you have to put external pressure. The phleg is somebody who works very well when under pressure. So if you want result from a phlegmatic melancholic, an introvert, then you have to put pressure, external pressure. The phlegmatic will not break, when you put pressure. They will not break. They are solid. This is a person who is solid. So put external pressure Give them timelines, give them, targets, and this person will give you good results because they are equally stable. They may not be the leader, but they will give you the results that you need, and they will even go beyond your imagination. And so with that, we conclude with the temperament blends. I want to believe that by now you know what your temperament blend is. And if you do not know, I would be more than glad to take you through that process so that you know what your blend is, because we are living in a very, very dynamic world. And if you're not self-aware, then it becomes very difficult to be able to respond to your environment, to be able to respond to those around you, and to be able to bring out the best of you. Remember, when we talk about these blends and these temperaments, it's not so that you can see the negative side of you so that you beat yourself down or you criticize yourself. It's so that you can know how to work around the weaknesses of your temperament to become a better person. Really, that is what this is about. I look forward to serving you and even to serving your organizations. Now you know.